It is another corporate time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
What happened?
Did you have a stroke?
What do we do? Did I do something wrong? I felt
No,
like, okay.
no.
You had to think about it for a second. Is he Tom?
Yeah, well, we're live on YouTube and Twitch right now. You can watch Twitch and YouTube. Just search at Tom and Dan Live. We would love it if you like and subscribe.
We have our Beer Fest and Sofa and Suds this weekend. Beer Fest is on Saturday.
Yeah, ma'am.
Get there at noon for your free sample cup and wristband. We're giving away 500 gift bags at noon. Basically, it goes until the pouring starts at 2. We got a live band. The Silver Linings Band is playing. So music, food trucks, vendors.
30-plus different beers out there. Those gift bags, here's all you need to know. I think I saw a bottle opener in there. Boom. There you go. There you go. Boots on the ground.
Very on brand.
People love a bottle opener.
There are over 30 different craft breweries and alcohol companies giving out free samples.
THC seltzers and other little cocktails.
Yellow Brick Road is selling a bigger pour pint glass, commemorative pint glass. That'll be $20. 100% of all revenue goes to Yellow Brick Road Foundation. Daniel and I bought the pints, the pint glasses, so the Yellow Brick would get 100% of all
the
revenue.
money goes back to Yellow Brick Road. If you don't know what YBRF.org does, they do a lot of great work for families and children that have congenital heart defects, because that can be, that can just level your family. And YBRF, they know what they're doing, and they really, really do a lot of great work in our community.
And then the sofa races are the next day. I'm sorry. I feel like compelled that I have to plug this as much as possible, because if no one shows up, I'm going to be mad as hell. We did a bunch of work for nothing.
And you don't want to hear the really crazy part is no one knows what the phrase "no one shows up" means, because only he knows. It can be some equation in his mind, and he'll look out over it, and if he deems it good, he'll be like, "We're okay." If
You'll
not,
never know.
Yeah, you'll never know. That's what makes it so crazy. But I understand what he's doing. There's a lot of pressure to put on ourselves.
Yeah, you'll know
the
what
biggest
is good.
crowds ever and all that stuff. You'll be fine.
No, we're done. No, we got reset with COVID. We got the reset.
The weather's going to be perfect.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's great outside right now.
Well, you have no reason to not come out if you've ever wanted to drink a delicious craft beer for free with a legal ID in the streets of Sanford and do some Sanfording. This would be the time to go.
And the thing is, of course, you have to be 21 and up to get your sample cup and wristband, but you could bring your families. You could bring, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not much to do for kids around, but if you want to
say that.
Well, it's not like we have kids-specific things, but it's a street party, and you want to, so it's not like the kids aren't allowed or that.
Yeah, bring some chalk, and your kids are fine. They can draw all over the place.
And especially sofas and suds. Anyway,
that is most definitely a family event, and you have no reason not to come out. Bring a friend.
Is it dog friendly?
If you've ever wanted to meet it is dog friendly. Okay. If you've ever wanted to meet us, say hi, talk to us, come on out. I want to shake hands, kiss, and kiss babies.
So
not really though.
Yeah. If I lean over to kiss your baby,
slap my face. I slap my face and say, "Get the hell out of here! Why are you kissing my baby?" I'm like, "I'm drunk."
So EJ's here. How you doing?
Hey,
what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Do you want to play the Nerd Jock theme, or do you want me to play the new one? I wrote a new one.
Oh, you wrote a new one?
Yeah, I wrote a new one.
No,
I'm
scared.
gonna have to do a lot of editing, but I don't care. My show.
It's worth it.
It's totally worth it. So I wanted.
I'll screw myself.
Exactly.
I gotta do the work. Who cares?
Watch me flush my head in my own toilet. Here we go. This is the brand new Nerd Jock theme.
Nerd Jock, big fat guy with a tiny cock. Nerd Jock, no one listens to this. U of M, Pokemon Go, smallest ding dong on the show. U of M, Pokemon Go, smallest ding dong on the show.
I want this played every time now.
Nerd Jock, tiny cock, Nerd Jock, tiny cock, Nerd Jock. Tiny cock, Nerd Jock.
Okay, there you go. Oh, I'm out of breath. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, ditch the old one. That's the new one for sure. Play that every single time.
But like every time Daniel has to go back and edit.
I would love that. No, don't. It has to leave all the words in, so you have to do the edit every single time.
Put the beep in. And you're like, no. I go back after. And I'm like, we're bound for this. That's fine.
It's okay.
No one cares.
It's okay. We got a new chairman
he's
of the
talking about
FCC.
chicken.
No, we got a new chairman of the FCC yesterday.
Yeah,
and he
who is
said,
it?
And he
Is
said,
it Hulk Hogan?
No, I don't know who it is, but he said we need to get our free speech back.
No,
And I said, I agree. I said, yes, you are true. What you are saying is correct, sir.
There should be a thing where everybody can communicate freely around the world, like describing the internet.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
You should be able to say anything you want at any time.
You can't do that.
And send pictures of yourself naked to your family members.
Oh man, I'll play that for my daughter when I get home.
Okay.
So, EJ, you want to start with
Let's
some
start
sports?
with sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely gonna start with the NFL.
All right.
On my boobs.
No, you just it's
Okay.
wait. You're taller than most
I'm
of our
sorry,
guests.
yeah.
So.
So before you bring up your topics, I want to
Get your NFL
Bring up
out
my
of the way.
topic.
Yeah.
I want to talk about something that I'm getting great enjoyment from.
You're losing to your Steelers bet?
And that way, there's one game left. If they lose the rest,
Set the rules out for them to fail.
they're 8-2 right now.
They're doing really
I have
well.
$600 on under 8.5.
Oh no.
But I'm looking at the schedule. I'm like, maybe Jameis Winston.
The Browns will beat them.
Oh, God damn it.
'Cause isn't that their first conference game that was against the Ravens this week?
God damn it. So what,
I had to take him down a peg.
So back to my favorite thing.
Okay.
I like when rich old men's kingdom crumbles.
I was saying the same thing at bed to end.
So, and this is the second incident
And then
with his new stadium.
Oh, yeah.
And
Now,
then they
the
shoot
sunlight.
Up, but then they shoot up to
saying-
where he is, and he's sitting there. He's all
He looks so
okay.
bad.
I'm watching the
The
Dallas.
Jake Paul fight
Oh no, I'm
where
watching.
the audio's not working.
No, God damn it. I'm watching the Monday Night Football. Dallas Cowboys take on the Houston Texans last night.
Dudable.
And before the game start, they're like, something happened before the game. A giant piece of sheet metal came flying off the roof, and then it floated down like a leaf. But it's like a 100-pound, like it
Like
was like
16 foot of it.
Yeah,
sheet
it
metal.
was- it
Yeah,
was
I
massive.
heard about it. Yeah.
like it could easily kill
Yeah,
someone.
I guess it could
It-
just slice you in half or smash your skull. Or
and it came floating down like a giant metal leaf, and then landed. And then they were like,
then they showed on the field. They would go,
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
they
Like, this
showed
is where it hit.
like a patch of turf.
and then they're like, another piece was stuck up in the rafters.
And then they cut to the guy
Yeah.
who is not, he's dressed in a dirty white t-shirt and Dickies pants.
And they're like, and they decided that instead of just risking letting it fall, they were just gonna bolt it to the scaffold.
Oh my god.
Until the end of the
That's
game.
definitely OSHA compliant.
I like that too.
And they were like, don't worry, they bolted it good. And then you see Jerry Jones, old ass, just looking up there and pointing. He's mad. And then last week, the sun was beaming through the giant glass windows they
Yep.
have there.
Yeah.
And CeeDee Lamb couldn't see anything. And then the pass just floats by him. And then he's like, I couldn't see
couldn't
the
see
sun.
it, yeah.
And then they were asking Jerry Jones about it. He's like, I'll just tear the whole place down.
But first he said that thing, he's like, we have it there so we can see where the position of the sun is. Did you hear that part?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
so
and
just
it's
like-
been fine for the last 15 years. Oh, I love him melting down.
Yeah. So, and I've been to that stadium.
Yeah,
It is.
It's a monstrosity, right?
It is. I mean, one of the biggest buildings. I never
It's
got
the
to go
biggest
inside.
Isn't it the biggest air conditioned space in the
I
world?
don't know.
There's something like it. There's
Maybe.
some.
At the time it was built, it
Yeah.
may have been the
Yeah.
biggest air conditioned space. They may have built some
there's
bigger
some
ones
weird
since.
thing he touts about it.
But it is gigantic, and the fact that sheet metal's falling off the roof like leaves, and then the sun is beaming through the windows
Yeah.
and ruining the team's chances to win, it makes me laugh because it brings Jerry Jones down a
It brings
peg,
him down, yeah.
bound to our level. So when things are falling apart in my house, I'm like, I'm just like Jones.
You're salt in your egg
Yeah.
McMuffin.
My
Well,
house
I
is
mean-
falling apart too, and I eat egg McMuffins.
Yeah, Tom and Dan know a thing or two about it's falling, bolted down. Like, we know about that. We are the bolted down guys. It is, yeah. It's the largest. It's known as the largest fully air conditioned space in the world, or one of 3 million square feet.
There's some.
So it's right up there with the airport Hajj terminal in Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi.
And even though I don't know Jerry Jones and he could be the nicest old man in the world, I doubt it.
Yeah, very highly.
Yeah.
And I just think it's funny when you're a billionaire with unlimited money and things are not going right for you.
Here's
because
all I know.
Again,
all I know, if I owned the team and I were there with Jamie Foxx, I'd make a pecker joke too. I would.
Yeah. And
I would make a
things that
pecker
brought you
joke, and
guys,
then
yeah.
they'd have to turn off the live, and I'd be, sorry.
Instagram
about
Live.
that.
Let's go.
And then as you're watching your kingdom crumble, you're also watching your team and Cooper Rush, just play the worst football ever.
Yeah, horrible.
And then as you're watching Cooper Rush just get annihilated every play and throw interceptions, you're like, well, maybe we'll go to our third string quarterback. And then you look over and it's Trey Lance. and then you were reminded that this was a stupid trade.
Yeah.
And he's worse than the garbage we have on the field now.
Yeah.
So we're just going to roll with the garbage. And
roll
it's
with the
just
garbage is
falling
good.
apart. And Dallas, couldn't look any worse and are going to have a horrible record.
Well, at least Zeke's
You
back.
should have put the bet on them instead of the Steelers.
Yeah, well, I know, EJ. And then
Did anybody think that?
They were going to have a good season? No. Even though he said they were all in and we're going to try to win
when
everything.
Dak signs a massive deal, did anybody think, oh, okay, it's good now. We're good now.
As soon as he signed it,
Nobody
he was going to
thought
get
that.
hurt.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
they ruined this. They ruined it for years with the Zeke Elliott deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like they paid him way too much. Anyway, and then trade or rumors are circulating that Jerry Jones, obviously McCarthy's going to get fired this year, and they need a new head coach, and they're like,
No. One more fake punt. One more. Let me just say, third time's the charm. Come on. I did it against Atlanta. I did it last night. When they did it last night, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Such a
They're like,
bad
they'll never
idea.
see it coming.
Gotcha.
Well, they easily saw it coming as the punter floats a horrible fluttery pass. And then they're like, well, maybe they're going to get Bill Belichick. And then I laughed because do you
way.
think Bill Belichick wants Jerry Jones over his
Breathing down his
shoulder,
neck all the time?
telling him what to
way.
do?
Oh my God.
And that's how he wants to end his career with crazy-ass Jerry
No,
Jones?
have you seen his the mermaid and the pictures
Yeah.
he's taking at Halloween?
As the fisherman?
Yeah, that guy's fine. Leave him alone.
Yeah, and especially with a team that's they paid way too much for certain players. It's falling apart. They owe a bunch of salary cap money. It's just
They need to rebuild.
I mean,
Yeah.
breaking news, because I know you have other sports stuff you want to carry.
Talking about Tommy DeVito?
But breaking news goes to Manu Bowl. Dallas and the Giants have a Monday night game this year, so we will get to see Cooper Rush versus Tommy DeVito.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that Daniel Jones got benched, and he's like QB3 now. He's not even the backup.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's another one too. If you're a Giants fan, you're like, we just paid this guy a lot of money. That's what the word. You bench him, and then you're like, still have to pay. He's sitting there. He's like, I made $114 million. I'm sitting here now. I was so bad that you took me out, and it's like, oh man, that's real bad. Anyway,
Yeah.
What else you got, buddy?
Well, what else did we talk about in the NFL? What else do you guys want? I like the Dolphins won. That was always good. But
yeah, I mean, the record's so bad, and what are we even doing?
They could win out.
Atlanta's terrible. I mean, the Bucks are.
Dude, they looked bad.
The
Atlanta
Bucks
looked
are
really
a
bad
far
against
better
Denver.
team, and
Denver.
they're it's only a matter of can they win enough games to overtake
the
them.
playoffs,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, we're not good.
We could talk about the thing that happens every year when there's an undefeated team that finally gets defeated,
Yeah.
where the memes come
Even
out
though it was the Bills.
of the old man 72 Dolphins
Popping the
champagne,
champagne. Yeah.
which I don't think they do anymore. By the way, because the pictures they're showing, I'm like, this is 10 years ago.
Look like Jimmy Carter with his mouth open.
And then
Who is that? Terry Schiavo?
And then I feel like it's not even exciting anymore because I wasn't even concerned at all because the 72 Dolphins undefeated record is the only thing I have as a Dolphins fan. In fact, I was telling Crystal the other day, I'm like, I may die before the Dolphins get in the Super Bowl again. And that chances are it's hard to get there.
Yeah.
So
It's tough.
there are, I'm sure, many of fans that have died before their team got into the Super Bowl and they ever got to see it. Even though the Chiefs were 9-0 or whatever they were, I'm like the chance of them going all the way 17-0 and winning the Super Bowl is so astronomical that I'm not even even though they were 8-0, I was like, oh, what if they go undefeated? Because I'm like, you get close to the end
they
of the
weren't
year.
blowing teams out either. They were low
They
scoring.
were barely winning.
They were 14 points, 21 points, something
And
like
Mahomes
that.
was throwing more interceptions than he has
and
touchdowns
that's not
too.
to say they're not an amazing.
They're a
that's not
good
what I'm
team.
saying.
They win when they're bad.
They're a winning. They're a mega winning football team. My point is that they weren't just like blowing people
Yeah,
out.
They
you know what I
they were
mean?
winning by small margins. Blocked field goal against
Yeah.
Denver. So they were bound to lose, and they're in such a lead
You know
in
what
their
did it?
division that they have games they could throw away.
Yeah.
There's
You know
no
what
reason
did
to
it?
get hurt.
They took I think they took their eyes off the prize. I think no, seriously, I think it's old what's his name, the Walrus, Andy Reid. No,
Andy
with that
Reid, really?
bundle of Rooski Doo commercial he did.
Oh God, that curse
No,
is so
that's
bad.
the curse. The bundle
Yeah.
of Rooski Doo. Have you seen the commercial?
Say it, you'll like it.
Where they make Andy Reid look like a fool. And he's standing there, big fat Andy Reid standing there, and it's like he's doing a commercial for
State Farm.
and they're doing a bundle. They're it's everything's bundles, and he goes, Bundle-a-rooski doo, and he's like, say it. He's like, bundle-a-roo,
Instead of the fumble-rooski, yeah.
and he's like, and he keeps doing it. I'm like, stop that, don't
And
do
then
that.
Patrick Mahomes is like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. I'm like, you're not better than that either.
Yeah, none of it.
Don't pretend like
if
you're better
anybody
than
should
that.
be saying it, should be Kermit the Frog,
Yeah.
not Andy Reid. Andy Reid shouldn't be saying.
He's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Don't do that. That's
Yeah.
what, the minute he said bundle-a-rooski doo, I knew they weren't going to have an undefeated season. I knew it.
He seems like he's kind of always joking and jovial and never hard-nosed like D-head.
Yeah.
Even when Kelsey's yelling at him, like, what the fuck? He's like yelling at him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, easy, take it easy.
And it's weird that you get that far as a head coach and with that record and achieve that much without having a D-head reputation at all. Like, everybody's likable.
If I ever meet
You
Andy
know what I
Reid,
mean? Like, you
I'm
didn't have to
gonna-
be a D-head at all to get where you're at?
I'm going to shake his
There's two
hand.
types of coaches
And I'm
that
going to
way.
look into his eyes. I'm going to say, bundle-a-rooski doo. I'm going to say it to him.
And then hand him a hamburger.
Yeah, no, he does that too much.
I know. I don't like the hamburger
Stop goofing
thing.
on your weight. You're
Yeah.
fine. You're fine. You're fine the way you are. No body shaming.
So what else sports you
Well,
want
we're gonna talk about the NBA Cup that's hosted by Emirates. Have you seen that? Where they do the
Yeah.
in-season tournament.
I
And the
like
Magic
the-
are undefeated so far.
The
in the
Magic,
tournament,
the Magic
yeah.
are on a run right now. We had dipped down after Paulo got injured.
Yeah.
The Magic weren't doing very well, but Franz
But they
Wagner
keep winning at home though.
Franz is taking it on his back. I mean, they are like he's very consistent. They're putting up good points. They look really good.
Yeah.
I don't want to say much more
They
than
just
that.
got to do well in their division because they got
The in-season tournament
They get
is
the Nets
cool.
and the Knicks in the tournament to do.
You can never do this with football because I think it's too
It's too many games.
It's too many games, but
Yeah.
like it would be, and I don't know if this is the reason for it, but I think this is the reason for it. It used to be that in the NBA, in the middle of the season, it would just kind of grind.
Lull, yeah.
Yeah, there's this lull, and you're just grinding games, and there was never any real excitement about it. So you put this in-season tournament where every player that wins this tournament gets $500,000.
All right. That's
So for young guys,
Yeah.
Pretty good
and
incentive.
If you're making
LeBron-
league minimum, you're doing
Oh.
that's a huge
They
bonus.
explain this
Yeah.
in Starting Five. They explain about how this tournament, especially for like rookies. I mean,
Changed it for
imagine
the
if you're
Lakers last year,
Bronny,
yeah.
right? You're Bronny. You're playing with your dad, or
Well, not
basically they
anymore. He's
ship
in
you off to the
G-League.
G League.
Yeah.
So, but let's say they bring you back and you play. If you win the tournament, I mean, that's boom. You
You
not
doubled
that-
your salary,
Not
basically.
that Bronny needs it, but my point is
Yeah.
if you were a young guy. And you're playing on a team. I mean, you could definitely make some serious coin doing that. And I like the way the courts look.
Yeah.
They make the courts look very.
They also have special jerseys.
Yeah, it's cool. That's cool. I like it. It's fun.
also gives fans something to root for
Yeah.
when these middle games really don't count. Like
No.
each win or loss, you're
Yeah.
like, okay, well, this is
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the
the
5
Lakers-
or 6
it
of these,
makes
it
it
doesn't
matter
really
more now.
The
Yeah.
Lakers won it last year. They didn't even make the playoffs
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
last year. So it was their like mid-season win.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. What else you got, EJ?
The other thing we got to talk about Orlando City. They're playing Atlanta this weekend, right?
Yeah, and Atlanta.
And they win, and it's whoever wins plays New York.
Yeah,
Which one of the two New York teams?
And Atlanta had put out Messi and Miami.
Yeah.
So we're playing, I mean, like this is as far as my soccer friends go, like this is the rivalry.
scenario you want, yeah.
Yeah, you want Atlanta, Orlando. You hate Atlanta.
And so, when's the game? This.
Oh, did I write it down? No, I didn't.
Oh my
I'm
God!
not
What are you,
mixing-
bus decker over here?
No, I'm not-
Everybody forgetting everything today? Holy smokes! We have to talk about
Well, you
Orlando
said I was
City.
gonna
Oh, really?
ended
Do
up
we
with
have
sticking it
to?
up on the
If we
chat.
have to
Didn't
talk,
know when the game is?
When's the game? No idea.
It's this weekend. I think it's on Sunday.
Hold on. Where's my tiny cock song?
Now you're going to peep that out again.
He already had the pen out to write it down that he was going to do
And
it.
also, it's definitely not on a Sunday. That's what football is. They don't play
They
it on
don't
Saturday.
cross-pollinate or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't know.
do it.
I don't think so.
Yeah. They'll play it on a Saturday or
It's Sunday at 3:30. Actually,
I was
Oh,
right. See,
yeah.
there you go.
There you go.
all right. Well, I don't know nothing either. Tiny cock.
This is my favorite segment you've ever done. I needed this. Oh, this is the way the show should. This is the way the show should be. I feel so much freer.
What
now.
else we got?
So, but that's the only thing I had is about
All
that.
right.
And then we talked about the Tyson Paul fight. We already did all.
I don't want
that.
to talk about that anymore.
There's no more
Oh,
reason
okay.
to talk about.
I'm done with
Was
that.
he high the whole time?
I'm done with it. You know what I'm railing on now? How Jake Paul is losing his hair, and everybody should.
He's biohacking. I heard.
It doesn't matter.
Who
Look
cares?
Look at his
Yeah.
horrible hair.
Yeah, what you don't even need to biohack for that. They have treatments.
Just get a
that-
surgery.
Yeah, the hair plug treatment or the hair restoration works, and lots
Yeah.
of movie stars do it, and it looks great. Ask Steve Carell,
Yeah.
or there's tons of others.
Yeah.
And it
Ask
looks,
Jim Colbert. He knows. Next time you see him, ask Jim Colbert about medical hair restoration.
You have unlimited money. You can go to a country that does it. I think a lot
Turkey,
of people go
right?
to Turkey.
I ain't going to no Turkey.
But there's
Thanksgiving, you should go.
There's insane, high-profile plastic surgery doctors in L.A. that will do it. It's easy to get done. It's
get a
weird
butt
that you
lift in
won't
Brazil.
do it.
Hey, what happened to I thought Tracy was getting us some of that Blue Chew money. I'm having some problems.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
And the news
yeah.
junkie said it changed his life. So,
Well, you can.
well, he didn't technically say that. I'm just assuming it did.
You can get it. We just got to work out the business so they give us
money,
the
yeah.
monies and the promo code. But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could try it.
Yeah, they'll probably give you some free samples.
Yeah,
for
I need
sure.
some samples.
Well, you just
Yeah.
go on those kind of things now. Like it used to have to get some sort of doctor prescription for it. You just go online and just fill out the.
Can't you have a
form.
heart attack? Doesn't it?
No.
Like
I just wanted to the gas station pick it up.
It's It's just some
It's the same stuff, right?
it essentially like they say you need some sort of doctor to like read the words
So
you
it's
type
medical
them.
marijuana,
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all you have to like. Do you have any pre-existing conditions? No,
It doesn't
got
work.
I have to
That's
admit,
what I
have to
need.
admit something to you too
Yeah.
right now. I'm addicted to marijuana.
I knew that. I am too.
Okay, all right. Okay, good.
Of course I am.
That's
better.
not a
Okay,
secret.
all right.
Everybody is.
Not me.
Well, this guy's a nerd.
Yeah, this guy, Pokemon Go, Tiny Seed. Saving myself some work.
I was like, wait, I thought you were gonna do it. I was like, oh, I'm
But I wanted to
disappointed.
say it so
We don't have
bad.
all day. God damn it. Move on.
All right, keep going. What do you got next?
Let's go over to nerd stuff then. Have you seen the Minecraft trailer?
I have.
With
My
Jack
sons.
Black? Are they really excited about it?
They are excited because
Is it slickadoo, skickadoo, giggabee? That's Jack
yeah,
Black.
Jack Black
Is it-
as Steve.
Hello, it's me, Steve.
yeah, Minecraft Steve. He's the generic white dude in Minecraft.
Okay.
What else are the other guys' names?
Jason Momoa's in it.
Oh, he's the Islander.
Yeah.
So
And
there's
like the pigs and the zombies and
yeah. What's the green long
Creeper?
zombie?
The creepers?
Creepers.
Yeah.
Creeper. See, I know my stuff.
Anyway,
Who plays the creeper?
They don't
Jelly Roll.
talk.
Jelly Roll plays the creeper. He would make a good creeper,
He would make a
right?
good creeper,
Jelly
yeah, if
Roll
he
would
did the
make
voice,
an excellent
yeah.
creeper.
Now this is I feel
You know what? I want, just real quick, sorry. I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
Jelly Roll to start wearing some color.
instead of black.
That's just my wish for the
All he does
world.
is
In
black all the time?
2025, all he wears is black, and everything is God bless the broken road, and
Yeah,
son
yeah.
of a sinner, and world turned his back on me. This year, I want to get him in some like Bermuda shorts, some board shorts. I want some
Have RuPaul
colorful.
help him
I
out.
want some colorful tank tops.
the dressing in all black. I could see him and his like entourage. Like this is a slimming color. Like black's always been a slimming color. But at some
Not if it's a
point,
tarp.
Yeah. What are we trying to? We're not trying to make the Statue of Liberty disappear, David Copperfield.
Yeah. At a certain point, it's like you could just wear whatever. You can wear a,
We
a
know what you
Hawaiian
are.
shirt. It doesn't. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no hiding it. At this point.
Okay, sorry, I just needed to say that.
But back to Minecraft. So I feel like this is kind of secretly going to be a blockbuster hit that people won't.
Isn't it a little late though? Don't you feel like that they, as far as intellectual properties go, don't you feel like they're kind of
But did you think like Sonic was going to be a hit?
Well, I
think because
no,
it
you're
was
right,
a little
you're
late
right.
for that one
That's
too.
a good
I
argument.
think.
That's a good argument.
And Sonic was a huge hit.
I think
That's a good argument.
But it also had that one thing where they changed Sonic and they actually listened to the audience. It was like I think that was their hook too.
But why I'm saying this is because I think parents or people with kids are going to be surprised when this movie makes so much money because they're going to be like, "What the hell?" Because I feel
Yeah.
like if you're not a parent, you maybe know what Minecraft is, but
You'd have to be younger.
Yeah, you're
Like
just,
Sam would
you
know
know
it.
how
And I
like,
use
popular
her.
it is.
Well, I use her as like my, hey, here's a person that's still younger but doesn't have children, right? So she knows what Minecraft is just because of her age.
But she doesn't play it.
No.
You know, I feel like that's a game that adults like. Now, I've played it with my sons before, but I feel like you're maybe not playing it as an adult with no kids randomly. Maybe
No.
I only know one
maybe
adult.
you are,
Unless
but
you're
it's
doing
only
it for
one
Twitch.
person.
That's the only
I
thing
know
I can
one
see.
person that does it on his own, and it's for anxiety, and that's Tuttle. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
an insane.
Really?
He's an insane person.
No, but I know some adults may play it and enjoy it. I'm just saying, like, you're probably going to play a first-person shooter or Fortnite or
Call of
something
Duty or
before
Fortnite,
Minecraft. It's just a lot more creative and just like kind of, you know, you're building things and it's more kid-centric. But my sons have grown up with Minecraft. It was their first like beloved video game and still play it, not as much anymore, but for sure is
Build some
interested in
stuff.
the movie because the brand equity it has with them is huge. And even with me, because they've played it for so many years. Because it's a game they kind of didn't grow out of fast because you could do so much with it.
You know how you get like advertisements on Facebook and or Instagram for like things that you basically talk about? Because we talk about Minecraft and stuff like that, and I've been getting these ads for, it's a version of building blocks that look exactly like Minecraft, except they're little magnets, but they look just like Minecraft. And I wrote underneath it, boy, this would be awesome if it were a video game, and they blocked me. Just wanted to share.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
There's
That's
so
not
many
that bad. You're just
Yeah.
making a
I
sarcastic
thought it was
joke.
funny. I thought it was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I thought it was pretty
People
funny.
are-
But you know that like if those people thought I was trying to like hurt their feelings, I would
Yeah.
be very upset. I'm sorry.
People are too quick to block other people. Like, we're your minor joke now. You're like, blocked. And then you're like, wait, hold on. I was just making a joke that other people would laugh at in this thread. You
Yeah,
have
but
to
that's
block
their
everybody.
business that you're making fun of, and people hate when you make fun of their business.
You're making. Well,
I'm over the
it's
magnets.
Not mean.
Everything
It's
is magnets now. My algorithm is all magnet toys. And we
Yeah,
have
I
to
know.
stop it because they're bad for dogs and kids.
Yeah, if you swallow
They're
them, that's
bad.
really
They're
bad.
not. We don't
Yeah.
need the earth filled with magnets. I don't think we need that. I don't think that's good.
But they're cheap to make. And,
I know.
And they're, you know,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's magic.
It's cheap magic.
Are you going to do a Juggalo joke right now? How do they work?
It is cheap magic.
It really is. You're right.
Because you can't see.
Yeah, no.
It's
You
like,
can
oh,
track-
what?
yeah.
Always impressive too.
yeah.
If you put a magnet on a glass table and put another magnet under the
And then
glass and
move
move
it,
it around,
yeah.
always impressive, no matter what age.
Still good thing.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's the
You're right. Cheap magic.
It's the firework equivalent of a snake. Because you're like, whoa. All right.
You got anything else?
Yeah. Have you seen the preview for Predators Badlands? It's not really a preview yet, but the announcement of it.
Predators Badlands?
Yes.
So this is Predators in the Old West.
I think it's not.
that
Supposedly,
up.
the
I don't
Predator is supposed to be the good guy in this movie.
But he's
it's
in the
all-
Old West.
I think he's supposed to be in the Badlands of North Dakota. Is what I think the
I
place.
would, like,
Okay.
I would like Predator Old West, right? That'd be cool.
So this is a.
This is like after Prey. Did you watch Prey?
I did
The one where it's a
watch.
Native American girl and she's fighting the Predator. It was really good.
I saw Predator 2 with Danny Glover.
Oh, I like
Do
that
not
one.
watch that with
Yeah.
your kids.
I saw that one too. It's got
I'll give you a
boobies
heads
all in it.
up. There is a scene that I forgot about, and they're having sex really hardcore
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
the
I
thing,
remember this
and-
changed me as a young. I was on a soccer trip. I was on a soccer trip with Coach Reese, and he rented that movie because he loved Danny Glover.
Yeah.
He's like, this will be like Lethal Weapon. So we put it on.
I'm too
and
old for this
Some
ass.
guy is.
Oh, she's
Pumping.
going crazy.
Oh.
She's on top, and my kids are watching this, and I'm like, oh, we can't watch this part.
Oh my god.
Ultrally violent and vulturally.
Is it like Commando, where the Predator breaks through the window or the
Kind of, yes.
through
Yes,
the
very-
motel wall?
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt your coitus.
So there's and now is this a sequel? Or does it have
I
nothing
think
to do?
it's the same guy that did Prey, who's Trachtenberg. He's directing this one as well, and I think he's writing it as well.
Okay.
And it looks like they're going to do like the Predator's the good guy and the humans are the bad people in this one.
So
They're changing it. They're doing like they did with Jurassic World, where the Velociraptors are the good guys now.
Nothing makes me feel more guilty than when I leave the movie theater and I'm like, we're the problem. Humans. It's us. We were the problem.
We
the
were the
whole
bad guys the whole
time.
time.
So we're going to be rooting for the Predator.
I think so. Yeah.
I always root for
Yeah.
the Predator.
It's gonna be like Cowboys' new podcast.
I
Who's
always
the
root
baddie?
for the Predator, but you know
Yeah.
the only thing I can't root for a Predator with his helmet off.
right? With the weird mouth where he's like that.
I cannot root for a pea face.
So what else you got, EJ?
The other one I got is the new James Gunn thing. He's coming out in December. It's Creature Commandos. Have you seen this?
No.
Where it's basically like Frankenstein's monster, the Bride of Frankenstein, Weasel's in it, a GI robot, Rick Flag Jr., a senior.
GI robot.
GI robot, yeah. He's basically a robot made to kill Nazis, and that's what he was. And he doesn't feel comfortable in the regular world because he can't kill Nazis anymore.
I thought that was an anus scope. It's a GI robot.
That's how I saw my polyps.
I
Not
am GI
gastrointestinal
robot. You have
robot.
polyps, stage 3 cancer. Goodbye.
So it's a military.
It's basically
robot.
like Suicide Squad, but with like universal monster creatures.
Hey, you nerds.
Okay.
You nerds
James
need
Gunn
you
is
nerds
doing this
need
one.
to
It's animated.
Get a glass of water.
Oh no.
And you got to start over. Everything's all you're doing the same. You go, oh, this is Suicide Squad card, but this is the other one. We're the kill each other guys. No, you guys got to just wipe it all clean.
Oh, that reminds me. Vince Taylor got something wrong.
Oh, did
the
he?
other day, yeah. When he was
He's
talking
very
about the
bothered
Thunderbolts.
by Vince.
That bothered me. Yeah, you
Here's
did a
how
lot
you
of
know-
research when he came in. You never do nothing for
Here's
me.
how you know that EJ was bothered by Vince. As soon as it was known that Vince was on here, EJ was in the chat room like waiting, like a
You made a
stalker.
mistake. This
like
is wrong.
Like a stalker outside of Hooters waiting for the girl to get in her Corolla, and you're about to strangle her behind a Big Lots.
He's like, this guy's better than me. He would have been a better college football player too, just based on his looks.
Everything.
He looks like everybody that was better than me. So, what was he wrong about?
The Thunderbolts and how they were formed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was mixing them up with the Dark Avengers. It's different teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a racist joke I heard. Dark Avengers.
No,
So the
it's
bride,
not that far off though.
the Bride of Frankenstein is stupid because
Okay.
it's Frankenstein with a beehive.
It's a Marge
And then
Simpson. It's a
there's-
Marge Simpson hair on a Frankenstein.
And then, so there's no like thing that makes her better than Frankenstein
No.
or
Same powers.
unique.
Same
Yeah.
powers.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's. I think the Frankenstein just has like some sort of elevated strength,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
the Hulk.
He has
you know,
elevated
but not
strength.
even that strong because some a bunch of
You can
people
hurt him.
like
You can hurt him.
a bunch of
Scare a fire.
villagers with
Yeah.
pitchforks can and fire torches can scare him.
Well,
so
the greatest hurt was his heart because
Yeah.
the town turned their
They
back
also
on
threw
him.
that little girl in the water.
so what can Frankenstein do that everybody's even afraid of? He's just
Can't
like
die usually.
He's just try-
He can just-
yeah. Then but
And then the girl, she's like, "Ah," like a little
She
laugh,
screams the whole
you know.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as she wakes up, she starts screaming.
Really? Is that-
Yeah. You never seen the
Do they ever have? Do they ever make love?
coitus?
Yeah. They ever make love?
Well, I imagine. Okay, let's analyze this. They have the bodies of actual human beings.
Well, a
that-
bunch of different.
It was
human
a bunch of different ones.
Oh yeah, the
So do
doctor.
you think he went out of his way to like piece them together that way too?
well, I'm sure.
If you're a real sicko, you do. Like me.
Think about it. He made a woman for another
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, and then you're like, wow, somebody's got to try this thing out.
yeah. Don't shock her yet.
Hold on, unplug it. It's like you're an electrician suddenly. Is it unplugged? And then your buddy's like, yeah. And then you get, boom, blew your ding dong.
It's a 220 in there.
Blew me off a ladder, blew my eyeballs out.
So this is coming out where
In December on Max.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
they're
nobody
doing
wants any of this.
it.
Nobody wants anything that's coming out right now.
I don't know. The thing that Tom told me about is Florida. It's Florida Man. I've been watching that though. That was fun to watch. Thank you for recommending that.
Ever since the stories can't be sourced for some reason, it is repelling me.
And it's again,
Yeah.
they're blaming Florida for mental illness
Yes. Oh.
and drugs, and then
The
it's like,
Gator guy definitely. They don't mention
Meth,
meth a single
yeah.
time in that episode, and you know.
well,
Just talking to the guy, it's
Here-
like that's definitely meth.
well, here's the tell. The other guy in the storytelling was like, I saw him picking up pieces of trash and making little piles all over the park, and I'm like, that's classic meth. Seriously, I remember my neighbor in Deltona used to mow my yard at night, like, in the middle of the night.
We so much energy.
We'd hear the push lawnmower. It was like 11:30. Me and Crystal would look through the blinds, and she's out there like a witch.
I can knock it out before midnight.
Yeah, mowing my dust lawn. And I'm like, oh my God, look at her mow the
That
lawn.
must have been fun to watch, though. Just drink a beer and watch
See,
that.
now there's a video there. There's a guy that's on meth and he's mowing the lawn on his roof. Have you you seen that one? He's on the roof and he's mowing his lawn.
You start getting crazy because you get some psychosis because you've been up for days, so your brain's crazy.
Well, that's the only way you
room-
survived that too.
Chat room says something that, like, I absolutely remember this. Go Surfing instead says, Dan, as a radio guy, do you remember or know of Fark.com, which is like the origin of all the Florida stuff going back like 25 years? Yeah. Tom and I, when I would do original like show prep for any show, I mean, I do no show prep now. But when I used to do show prep, that was a joke. It's not really, but it is. But we would go to Fark.com and like click all the and they would
all
be,
the links
and all the
It's
different,
like Ernie's House of Whoop Ass was the other one.
There was another one like Fark got into some trouble because they would have links to break up your day. They'd put a link in there that said Foobies, and Foobies was a like a Playboy style booby link. And as you're going through news, you'd be like, "Oh, Foobies!" You click it, and you're like, all right, back to news. And you go through your news.
It was funny. I'm going to tell my kids that there was a time when I went on the internet and I wasn't suspicious of the things that were on there because I thought, why would someone put up lies?
Fake, yeah.
Like there was a time, it was like 2008. That you go on the internet and you're like, oh, this is true.
Yeah.
Like you would think, you just assumed
And
everything.
you could go anywhere you want on the internet.
Yeah.
Like I would go anywhere.
You thought the information that someone bothered to put up there, like
They spent their time doing it.
Yeah.
It was work, yeah.
Why would you put misleading information? I think there was no reason for it at that time.
Yeah.
Like, or at
but
least
we didn't
thought,
know that there wouldn't need to be a reason.
No, I know,
Yeah.
I know.
That's the thing that I think is detaching people's brains from why we can't understand it. Is we don't for the trolls. It's like, well, why do you do it? They may not even know.
Yeah. And then there's like other reasons that the world's found out that is useful to mislead populations and things like so then that's all the cat's out of the bag.
The thought experiments, all that, yeah.
We'll never get back to sweet 2008 when you can go on the internet and then believe everything you read because you did it.
Sometimes I can't even go on the internet now. Like I'll go and I'll type something in and I'm so inundated with like pop-ups and fake information
sponsored
that
stuff.
I'll look at my wife. I'll be like, no one knows. There's no way of knowing.
Yeah, you're back to the beginning.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
All right. Anything else, CJ?
No, that's all I had really.
So,
Ellie Fanning's gonna be in that Predator movie.
Ellie Fanning?
Yeah, Ellie Fanning.
Ellie Fanning?
Yeah, she was the girl in. She was in the Great. Did you ever watch that show, The Great, about Catherine the Great?
No.
And she was in Russia.
See, I knew.
It's a fantastic show.
I knew that this would happen if you don't watch enough TV and movies.
Yeah,
then,
you're not going to get the
then
people.
Then you get to a point where people start telling you new actors and actresses.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I only know who Timothy Chalamet is, or Chalamet.
From Dune.
I only know that guy. That's all I got.
From Willy Wonka or from Dune?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
or Saturday Night Live. Usually that's the way I usually find new people.
Sydney Sweeney, is she
Like
one?
Chaperone.
She's the
and
one with the
Hot to Go song. That's why I learned that.
Yeah.
let's end this conversation with a
right.
question I've been thinking about, and it has to do with NFL coaches and how important they are, right?
Oh, man.
So, because we've seen so many different instances where, you have an organization that has struggled for years, and then you bring in Harbaugh, and now all of a sudden the Chargers are good, right? And you're like, well, the players are the same. In fact, they got rid of a lot of players, and their record is good. They look like they're going to make the playoffs. The Chargers are playing well.
They're in the middle of their division, yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, this is Jim Harbaugh. Like, obviously, he came in and transformed their organization, And so you've seen that, and you're like, well, that makes sense. Good coach equals, it makes sense. But then it's like, remember during COVID when coaches would just not be able to even show up to games, and then the team would still win.
Yeah.
And I know that's like obviously in the middle of the season, and that the coaches.
Yeah, you've already implemented most of your stuff in the offseason.
But and then there's also instances where it's like Nick Sirianni from the Eagles, and I've heard people that know a lot more than I do are like, well, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator call the plays, and Nick Sirianni is more of like a general manager.
He's the Bobby Bowden.
And then
he makes the decisions on fourth down or kicking a field goal or whatever. Yeah.
So then you're like, okay, what is he doing then? And then the offensive and defensive coordinator doing most of the work.
I have percentages for you from ChatGPT if you want to know what they
Yeah.
Because you like to know, because what you're asking is an impossible
It
question.
is. I know,
there's
yeah.
a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
I love
But-
impossible questions.
I know you do, but ChatGPT is trying to answer you here. So
Okay.
I asked it what percentage, and I said you can't cheap out. This is a new thing I've started doing with ChatGPT.
You gotta pay.
I don't let it talk its way around me.
Yeah.
I say like, hey, you have to pick a percentage. I'm doing this. We're just playing around here.
Yeah.
Right? We're just doing a talk show. Like, help me out. And it says that it believes, the average NFL coach has the potential to affect a franchise between 30 and 40%.
Okay.
So
I can agree with that.
It says strategy and game management, which would be 10 to 15%. Leadership and motivation, 10 to 15%. Player development, 10%. What other percentages depend on? Player talent, 40 to 50%. Team chemistry, 10 to 15%. Front office and ownership decisions, 10 to 20%.
Yeah.
So
I don't disagree with any of that.
Yeah, I think this is
Yeah.
actually pretty decent.
So what confuses me is that, okay, you got an organization like the Chargers, you bring in Jim Harbaugh, and all of a sudden they're a winning organization, right?
Okay.
With less players than they had last year. Obviously they made some draft picks that he wanted, blah, blah.
And they developed some players.
And then you got the Bears, who essentially, on paper, I guess, have an insanely good roster because of how many draft picks they had. Obviously, 2 number ones back to back, and a bunch of different good wide receivers, and the offensive line, and then the number 1 draft pick in Caleb Williams, and then everybody's blaming Eberflus for them being so bad, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, well, what are they exactly doing that's causing them to lose, or is it a lot more luck and we're just looking for someone to blame? Because I'm like, how bad can his play calling be? And then all of a sudden you're like, well, he doesn't even call the plays, the offensive coordinator does.
Yeah,
so then
right.
I'm like, well, why is it his fault then?
Right.
And everybody's blaming him and then giving Jim Harbaugh all the credit.
For
Yeah.
it.
And
I mean,
then,
okay.
I don't even know if Jim Harbaugh even calls the plays during the games. He may have. I'm not too familiar with him, or if it's the offensive coordinator, because
Yeah.
sometimes Andy Reid will call his own plays and stuff.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know for him.
And then it gets super complicated. So then it's like, are we just looking at, because it's so complicated, we're like, Eberflus's fault. Get him out of here.
well,
And-
also you might
like
be
a
taking,
sacrificial lamb of sort of?
yeah, it's like, is
Well,
it
that-
really his fault? Is he calling the wrong plays at the wrong time?
But also you're looking at the outcome at the end, and then you're working your way back. Sometimes it's like you don't know that because
Resulting. I know
Yeah.
I'm resulting, but
Yeah.
but it's hard when everybody's pointing at this is the problem, and I'm looking at it like, is it the problem?
no,
or is it
because
just
it might be a mix of like you don't have enough veterans on your team, and the guys that know how to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
There's too many young people on the team. That might be a problem as well.
see like, and then and this is
With like
way
Chicago, that's why I'm using that example.
way above my understanding and a lot of our fans' understanding.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm lumping us all in because this is super high
Yeah,
level stuff.
they're
Yeah.
chiming in. I
But-
mean, offensive coordinator was the coach's hire. No, so if he picked a crappy coordinator, he's going, and that guy's doing a poor job. I
And
mean,
sometimes you overrule your offensive coordinator. Like we always had a fight between our offensive line coach and our running backs coach, and there was this one play called Power O, and it was supposed to be a BC gap run. And the thing was, the offensive line coach wanted an A gap run. I'm like, that's dumb because the way that you're supposed to kick out an end with the fullback and your guards are supposed to pull around, and that was a reason and sometimes the coach has to be overruled. So that's what a head coach will have to do.
But I look at it like
this is a real head coach right here. You hear the way confident, the way he spoke that to you?
But I look at it like, all right, the coaches are calling the plays. Are they calling the wrong plays at the wrong time, which is resulting in
usually-
or are the plays are not working out the way they should have?
Well, that whole sheet that they have in front of them is usually a down and distance scenario. That everything's broken down to what play they should call
what you
by
need at
on
the time.
statistics.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, we're going to run a 12-yard in because it's 13 yards to go for first down because we got a holding penalty or something like that. And then that's a dumb play because you're not getting the 13 yards. But your veteran receivers say, okay, I'm going to break that off a little bit deeper at 14 and come back to 13 and get that first down.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. They're all kind of
It's a
in
lot
it
of
for the
stuff.
same. They're winning. Are they calling some ridiculously bad plays, or just happenstance the plays aren't working and they're like, coach's fault?
Or think about it, the guy on the other side is getting paid just as much as you are to make sure you don't do well at the same time.
Well, I
so
think
like,
you can
it
figure that
obviously
out.
makes
like,
a difference.
Like, here's a better example, like the fake punt.
for Dallas.
That's
yeah.
a poor call, right? I think we can all agree that
Because it didn't work. What if it worked?
If it works,
But
yeah.
but it's never worked.
Yeah, well, it's go back to the Seahawks. Remember when they didn't run it with Marshawn Lynch on the goal line?
Yeah.
I still think that is the best call in their scenario because
lot of people
everyone
argue
thinks you're going to run with Marshawn Lynch on the 1 yard line.
Right.
And if you do something that they think you're going to run, you pass.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what you're supposed to do.
Is it luck? And then
Yeah,
we're-
it's a lot of luck.
Yeah.
Because think about it. It's a game of inches, and any little thing that messes up, like if you lose your footing for half a second, you miss a pass, or you miss a block, or you miss a tackle.
Yeah.
All that stuff is really tiny and very minute.
Because yes, in the fake punt, they didn't get it twice in 2 games, and then everybody's like, "What an idiot!" But if they did get it,
You're a hero.
yeah.
You're a genius.
And then that safety doesn't make
down,
a play
yeah.
and come down because that's what happened. That safety just sniffed it out.
Yeah.
He knew it the whole time.
But if he didn't and he was a little further, they get the first
Yeah.
down, and then all
He
of a
watched
sudden.
enough film to see what the play was
I
going to
tried
be.
it in
and
Atlanta,
yeah.
and it paid off this time.
Yeah.
But if they make it, Mike McCarthy's like, oh, he's got balls to do it 2 times in a
Yeah.
row. Good call. No one saw it
So
coming.
the fact that you can't figure that
Yeah,
out,
but it's
resulting. It's like I said.
that'll never be.
I know,
That's
I know.
no such thing as
Yeah.
that.
You
But I
never
like the question of it.
Yeah, very good question.
And then obviously it does make a difference. And then because you see organizations turn their entire, whole team around from one year to another, and the only thing that changes is the coach and the personnel and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
but it's slight
Kind
differences.
of makes
That's all it
those of
takes
us that are
sometimes.
Falcons when you look over at Washington and see Dan
how they're doing
Quinn.
good.
You're kind of
yeah. And then that happens.
I like Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
Like he took us to the Super Bowl. Then you put him in Washington. He's doing the same effing thing.
I like that when
Yeah.
that happens. A coach leaves to another team and he's doing well.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at that!
He's like, what?
And all the players are like, "Oh, he's so great!" Everyone's like, "Oh," and then all the commentators are like, "Man, I spent the whole day with Dan Quinn. Boy, is he just the greatest human on the planet." I'm like, "Okay, great.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Go Falcons! Go Falcons!"
Bad
Alrighty,
decision
Jim.
making.
Well, get your hunk of junk arcade game out of here. It's been on for 2 months.
you're paying for your electricity?
I've run a solid like 800 hours out of that thing.
And anything to plug?
Mycon might be back. We're not totally sure yet.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-oh.
waste of a plug.
Come watch me on Twitch
If
on
you
EJ_Chungus.
If you love uncertainty, we're your guys.
We will be right back.
All right. Nice. Very good.
Yeah.
A lot of editing.
Oh, it's fine.
It was funny though.
Yeah, very funny.
It's fine.
No, Jock Tiny Cock is hilarious.
It's something. I'll go do my editing.
Even though I have that freaking joke about having a medium cock. Because I could talk to ghosts.
God, is that it? Are we doing another little segment or something?
Don't ever do your stand up in here. That's your final warning.
Final warning, you going to fight me
final
now?
warning.
I'll punch you in your armpit. Let's see how that goes.